Hey everyone, and welcome. We are diving right in today with a look at some of the most exciting new gadgets about to hit the market. But you're going to want to stick around because we're also covering two super important security warnings, one about your passwords, the other about your bank account, that you really need to hear.
All right, here's the game plan. We'll kick things off with the latest hype from Apple and OnePlus. Then, we'll check out how Google's new AI can seriously level up your creativity. After that, we'll uncover the secret to getting the best deals online safely, and then we'll wrap up with two urgent security alerts that might just change how you do things online.
Okay, let's kick things off with the fun stuff, shall we? The tech world is absolutely buzzing right now, and it really feels like we're on the verge of this massive wave of new devices from all the big players. You know, it's not every day that the CEO of Apple himself drops a teaser for an announcement, but that's exactly what Tim Cook just did. This coming Monday is a huge deal, and believe me, the rumor mill is spinning like crazy trying to figure out what's coming. And what's really wild here is just the sheer volume of stuff we're expecting. We're not talking about one new product. Nope. The leaks are pointing to a massive refresh of pretty much the entire lineup, from super powerful new MacBooks and iPads all the way to the next iPhone. Okay, so what about the competition? Well, let's talk about the upcoming OnePlus 15T. It really looks like they're taking a page out of Apple and Google's book. Rumor has it we're getting built-in magnetic charging, kind of like MagSafe, and even an integrated cooling fan to keep things running smoothly. And trust me, under the hood, they are not messing around. We're talking the next-gen Snapdragon chip for crazy speed, a massive 7,500 milliamp hour battery that could go for days, and a 200-megapixel main camera. Wow, this thing is shaping up to be an absolute powerhouse. And for all you photographers out there, this next one is huge. Vivo's new X300 Ultra could completely change the game for smartphone cameras. They're rumored to be packing in a telephoto lens with a 400mm focal length. I mean, to put that in perspective, that is professional-grade zoom. You could get crystal clear shots from way back. A total game changer. All right, so let's shift gears a bit. We've talked hardware, now let's get into the software that fuels all our creativity. Google just dropped Nano Banana 2, its new and improved AI image generator, and it's got some powerful new tricks up its sleeve. So what's actually new here that makes it so useful? Well, for starters, it's way more intuitive. You can slap on artistic filters with just a click, create these cool 3D-style images, but my favorite part, you can now stack your commands. So instead of editing one step at a time, you can just tell it everything you want all at once. Okay, let's switch to some super practical advice, and this was actually sparked by a great question from one of you. We're going to talk about how to deal with those price differences you see online and how to make sure you're getting a great deal without, getting ripped off. Right, so this is a question we all have. Why is it that you sometimes see a new phone for cheaper on a site like Amazon or Flipkart than on the brand's own official website? What's the deal there? And more importantly, is it safe to buy? Well, it all comes down to the sellers. You see, big platforms like Amazon have tons of certified sellers who have official partnerships with the brands. These deals let them cut down on their own costs, and then they can pass those savings on to you. But you gotta be smart about this. So here's your super simple safety checklist. First, before you buy anything, check who the seller actually is. Second, just do a quick Google search for that brand's list of official sellers for that website. And third, make sure the names match. It takes like 30 seconds and guarantees you're buying from a legit source. Okay, now we need to pivot to something a little more serious. A security firm called Irregular has just put out a pretty stark warning about something a lot of us are starting to use: AI password generators. I mean, think about it for a second. Have you ever let your browser suggest a password for you? Or maybe you've even asked an AI like ChatGPT or Gemini to make a strong one for you? A lot of us have, but should we be trusting them? Well, according to this new research, the answer is a big, fat no. And here's why. These AIs, they aren't truly random. They've been trained on huge amounts of data. And because of that, they tend to create passwords that follow very specific, predictable patterns. And that predictability, that's a huge problem. And this is the part that's really alarming. The researchers found that because these AIs have predictable patterns, you can literally use one AI to learn the logic of another and then successfully guess the passwords it creates. It's like AI cracking AI.
So the advice from the security firm is crystal clear. When it comes to any account that actually matters to you, your email, your bank, do not rely on an AI. Use your own brain to come up with something unique. And that brings us to our final and honestly pretty scary story. It's a real-world cautionary tale from Bangalore that absolutely everyone needs to hear because it shows just how badly things can go when you trust the wrong person.
So just look at how this all went down. It starts out so innocently. A 19-year-old student does a favor for his friend and lets him use his spare bank account. But that friend then uses it to funnel money from a massive cyber scam. Next thing you know, tax officials are at the student's door, and he's the one who gets arrested, while his friend is long gone.
And we're not talking about a small amount of money here. Look at this number. A total of 7 crore rupees, that's 70 million rupees, flowed through that one student's account. It's a staggering amount. And this is where the story hits home with a really harsh lesson. It didn't matter that the student claimed he had no idea what was happening. In the eyes of the law, it was his name on the account, so he was responsible. The lesson here could not be clearer. Your account is your responsibility. Never, ever give it away. So, as we've seen today, all this amazing new tech, from AI that can generate a password in a second to shopping with one click, it brings so much convenience, right? But it also demands something from us, our attention, our vigilance. So the big question to leave you with is this. As innovation speeds up, are we doing enough to keep up?